Episode 190. Welcome back to Steele Nazz, presented by Hedge Better. Today is Wednesday, June 18th. Steele in the building, and a familiar face if you haven't seen in a while. Magic Mike back in studio.
Back.
Great to see you, pal.
Back from Florida.
Back from Florida.
It's an honor. It's an honor. He made it alive.
What have you been doing, bro? Before I get to the sponsors, what have you been doing?
Softball.
Working.
Kendrick concert.
Oh, Kendrick's back.
Kendrick's back.
Kendrick's back.
Tour wraps up tonight.
Oh, wow. Where at? Anywhere good?
DC.
DC. Perfect ending. Perfect ending.
DC.
Before we get to brass tacks here, I want to shout out the sponsors. The law office of Patrick J. Foley, located at 265 Willard Street, Quincy, Massachusetts. If you're looking for legal, proper representation for first-time home buyers, look no further than Patrick J. Foley. Guy runs a clinic on Willard Street. We'll get the job done. If you're looking to, close down through his law of physics when it comes to closing down real estate deals, he's got you.
He's a man.
Yep.
All I see is Patrick Foley closing deals.
Taking
Finishing up
names.
deals.
$12.59,
Doing what he does.
he'll
Guy
do it.
goes wherever you need him to go. Works around the clock. Like, can't find a better real estate lawyer.
Also want to give a quick shout out to our second sponsor, newer sponsor, Drifter's Kitchen and Bar, located at 1464 Hancock Street in the heart of Quincy Center. If you're looking for a nice, chill night, with the significant other, or you're just trying to go out for a couple beers, get it done over there. They
Can do it all.
have dollar oysters at certain times.
Love
they
that.
have burgers. They have hot honey pizza. That's my personal favorite. I think the group should definitely go in for a team lunch sometime. I think that would be.
I'd love to. I've never been.
That'd be great.
I would like to do that during the dollar oyster time.
Yeah,
If I
maybe
could
we'll
have
get
that.
on time out of the basement. We'll see.
Maybe we can get on time.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe Showtime.
No, we'll
Wanna
be
come to Drifters?
Gotta catch them all. I don't know, man. But that's a tough Pokemon to catch. Love you, Showtime. Let's get to the main lead here of the guest of the night. We had a great sit down with Bobby Lights Out Laing for probably got to be in double digits now. He finally chose the avenue of professional boxing after a great career. Who knows if it's over in Rough N Rowdy and other different, amateur promotions, but just fought his first one at Fenway Park, and it was, another knockout.
Business as usual. W.
Undefeated, 1-0 at Fenway Park.
The
Champions.
show goes on with him.
If Magic Mike's got to make his return to the pod at some point, it's got to be for the Bobby Lights Out Laing interview.
I had to come in for
Tropicana Field.
Tropicana Field.
That's where Magic's fight.
Yeah.
That's where he goes back.
Love that.
I'm going pro. Fuck it. I'm
he's going
inspired
pro.
after that.
Do it,
interview.
yeah.
I'm going pro.
After the interview, the Florida Panthers are your Stanley Cup champions. Brad Marchand gets his second ring. Shout out to Florida there. Baseball minute. Rafael Devers has been traded. My mind is in shambles. We'll get a little bit there. What a time. The Red Sox sweep the Yankees in a weekend, and no one literally cares about that at all.
No.
And then NBA Finals. We're recording on a Wednesday night, but the Thunder up 3-2. Tyrese Halliburton probably out for Game 6, so we'll give you our takes on that. Let's lead it now into the Bobby Lights Out Laing interview presented by the law offices of Patrick J. Foley and Drifter's Kitchen and Bar. We're here now, joined several times. I forget the number now, but it's been quite some time. We've gotten some new endeavors, but we got Bobby Lights Out Laing here in front of us.
Champ's here.
Champs here. We're back.
Champ is back. We've been talking about weddings, separation stuff. How are you, man? How are you? How should I lead off with that?
It's crazy. This is the longest stretch I've gone without being on Steele Nazz. I was like a reoccurring member of the show for like 2 straight years, and then shit just happened, and I had a little hiatus, but I'm fucking back now. It's like I never even left.
The thing is,
Hell
you never left the gym. You may have left whatever. You were always in the gym this whole hiatus.
Yeah.
Every day?
Grinding behind the scenes.
That's the thing.
That's it.
Grinding
Laser
in silence.
focus. Laser
We all
focus.
knew he'd come back to the ring at some point.
Yeah, I
it was
was
just a
just
matter
waiting.
of when and who's gonna get him. So tell us about how you had said on here before. I think you wanted to go pro.
Yeah.
Was it pretty much like once the whole Rough N Rowdy kind of fights died down, I'll transition?
Yeah, so basically, obviously I had a good thing going with Rough N Rowdy for a long time. Like, I fought for Rough N Rowdy for like 5 straight years, pretty much. I had a good thing going with them, so I wasn't going to do anything to fuck that up. I wanted to go pro, but if I did that, I wouldn't be able to fight in Rough N Rowdy anymore. Me and the people at Rough N Rowdy, we had plans. We'd always talk. They always talk about having pro fights at Rough N Rowdy, so that was always the original plan. Was I was gonna go pro with them, and like, you know what I mean? Like, they were gonna start having pro fights. They were gonna like have me be one of their pro fighters. We always talked about it, just never happened. Like, you know, it never materialized or whatever. And then shit happened, and I don't know what the fuck's going on, but they're like taking a break. Like, they're done. They haven't done it. The last event they did was in August.
Were you even in the last one?
No, I wasn't even in the last one either, because they said they wanted to do all like first time fighters the last event. So I obviously didn't. They were like, yeah, we're gonna have you sit this one out, and I'm like, yeah, all right, whatever. But then next thing you know, it's like months have gone by, and I'm like talking to the guys, and I'm like, what's going on? Like, I haven't fought in fucking, you know, at this time it was like 8 months. I'm like, what's going on? And then apparently they just like weren't making enough money that it was worth their time. Like, that's the thing. They still made money. Like, every event they put on was making money, but it wasn't making enough money that they gave a shit about it. And obviously Barstool has like a million things going on. They make money all these different ways. So like, if something's like dead weight, they just like, whatever, fuck it, we'll move on to something else. So
it's sad though.
Yeah.
It's
no,
sad.
trust
Like,
me.
It was a hell of a run. It was a hell of a run.
Yeah, trust me.
Bring it back, Dave. What the fuck?
So I was putting off going pro this whole time just for Rough N Rowdy. But then once this happened, and I was like, they're giving me the runaround, basically, like they're being like, oh yeah, we might come back next month or a couple months. We have a show lined up. But then they'd be like, oh, that show got canceled, this and that. Then the fucking Patrick Mahomes thing came around. So it was supposed to come back for that. Obviously, I was like gonna try to fight on that card.
That
like
would
I was already
have been
talking
sick.
Yeah, and then that fucking fell through too. And then that was it. They were like, oh, it's canceled. And I'm like, all right, so I gotta do something. I gotta move on.
Let's
You know
move
what
on.
I mean?
Yeah.
That was supposed to be Patrick Mahomes Sr.
John Rocker.
and John Rocker. John Rocker. That would have.
I mean,
That's what I'm
that would have put asses in.
Talk about all-time scumbag, John Rocker.
Yeah.
Watch your mouth.
I messaged John Rocker once I found out Pat Mahomes Sr. backed out. I messaged him and was like, I'll fucking fight you if you're still trying to fight. I was like, I'm the fucking champ.
That would have been so much more legendary than
He
the
never even
Pac-Man
answered.
fight. Oh, no.
He didn't even answer me. No, I thought he would. He didn't even have that many followers.
He's all talk then.
Yeah, he didn't answer, but and then
Did he see it?
I don't know. I'll go on and check and see if he read it, but I checked like 3 days in a row and never read it. So I was like,
That would have been fucking amazing.
Yeah.
But I
Must see TV.
I messaged the dude who's in charge of Rough N Rowdy at Barstool and was like, I'll fucking fight this guy if you guys still want the show to go on. But they were like, yeah, it's probably not going to happen. And then obviously shit fell through. And then they were like, yeah, it's going to be, they told me it's going to be a while if they come back, if ever. And right when I said that, like, it might never come back, I was like, all right, I gotta stop making moves. So then I talked to my coach, has like connections with the promotion that I just fought for, and I was like, yeah, Rough N Rowdy's done. I was like, so it's like time for me to go pro, like get me a pro fight or whatever. And he was like, oh, I can talk to those promoters, and because another one of his fighters was fighting on the same card, so he was like, I'll talk to them about getting you on like one of their upcoming cards. And then they were like, I was not thinking it was going to be like that quick. I thought it was going to be like down the road. They were going to be like, yeah, like, because at this time it was like the Fenway fight was in like fucking a month. So I didn't think I'd make the cut for that. And they were like, I thought it was going to be like, oh, yeah, like 6 months from now we have another big event. We'll get him on that. And they were like, oh, shit, yeah, we know Bobby Lang, yeah, the Rough N Rowdy kid. They were like, we have one more spot left on this card. Does he want it? And so they were like, so my trainer texted me and was like, hey, they just fucking said there's one spot left. Like, it's in like 3 weeks. I've been training this whole time though, so I was ready to go.
Yeah.
So they were like, he was like, do you want it? And I was like, yeah, fuck it, let's do it. So that was it. And then they had this guy from Brockton who I ended up fighting, who was also, he trains at their gym. He was also trying to get on the card. We're same weight class. Actually, he's a little bit smaller, but because we fought at light heavyweight. I guess he was normally a middleweight, but whatever. We met at 175. We agreed on that, and we both weighed in same weight, so whatever. But anyways, they were like, we got this guy around your size, will you fight him? And I was like, yeah, fuck it, let's do it. So they matched us up, and then that was it. Fucking got me on the card with like 3 weeks notice or whatever.
How fucking awesome is that? Shitty bro took a fucking
yeah, I know.
That's incredible.
It was
in
like,
practice, obviously.
It was like 2 days. It was like me and my coach had the conversation at the gym. He was like, I'm going to talk to them about getting you on one of their cards. And I was like, all right, yeah, I'm in. And then it was like literally the next morning I woke up to a text, my phone vibrating, and I look at it and it's like, hey, there's one spot on the card. Do you want it? I was like, oh shit. I was like, all right, yeah, deal. Let's do
Let's
it.
go.
Yeah.
Now, when you're used to like fighting in 3 1-minute round fights, like how does your attitude and stuff even just switch? How many rounds was it? I'm trying to remember. At Fenway, how many rounds was that?
It was scheduled for 4. It was 4 rounds.
Okay.
3-minute rounds, 4 rounds. I TKO'd him in the 3rd round, so it was only like 8 minutes of fighting or whatever. But it could have been 12 minutes of fighting. Yeah.
But even preparing for that, like you're clearly training with guys who've been there before, right? I seen you with Mark DeLuca, right? Is he one of your coaches or?
So I've trained with him a bunch of times.
Okay.
My trainer, his name's Matt O'Donnell.
Yes.
Him and Mark are friends.
Okay.
So they always like network together and like, set shit up. Like I've gone to their gym and trained with them and stuff. So like he's basically like, him and Matt are like, teammates or whatever. You know what I mean? They both help each other out with their fighters. So if my trainer's Matt, Mark obviously helped us out for my fight. He did my corner too. So he's helped me out a lot over the years. Like he's wicked helpful for anyone. Like anyone that like boxes, if they go to him, he's always like down to help. Like he's like one of the best trainers around. So same with my coach too. My coach is one of the best trainers.
Shout out Mark DeLuca, former Steele Nazz guy.
Yes, Steele Nazz guy.
That was a great interview.
Great guy. Because it's got to be different gloves in Rough N Rowdy. It's got like it was 3-minute rounds, right?
Yeah.
So like, what's like the big difference outside of the obvious, different minutes and different preparations?
Yeah, like you said, the gloves, it was 10-ounce gloves. Rough N Rowdy uses 16-ounce gloves, so you obviously do a lot more damage with 10-ounce gloves.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, though, it was like pretty similar to Rough N Rowdy.
Really? Yeah.
like all the shit.
That's sick.
The same like format. It's the same thing. Like Rough N Rowdy, like getting you show up, they fucking put you in a room. They say be ready at this time. You get your gloves on. They inspect them. You go in the ring and fight. It's literally it was the exact same thing for the pro
level
fight.
of organization wasn't stepped up.
It was more organized.
Okay.
You had chairs to sit in prior to fighting?
Honestly, the chair situation was not great.
No. God damn it.
It's everywhere.
Do we get chairs? Some good fucking chairs?
Yeah, the chairs were honestly I had a better chair situation going on at most of my Rough N Rowdies, but I knew that going into it though, that like Rough N Rowdy, I got to the point that I was like the star of it, so I got like special treatment. I knew like I got my own locker. We joke around with the chairs thing, but I got to the point that I was like, nah, I get my own locker room, and they were like, okay. So I knew that wasn't the case anymore. I was like, I'm starting from the bottom now. Like I'm just like getting thrown in there with everybody else. Like I have no leverage here. Like I gotta just go and deal with whatever they throw at me. And so I didn't care about the chair situation. Is my point. I knew going into it that now I'm like starting at fucking square one again.
What's that feel like? What's it to have to rise all the way back up the ranks in this new endeavor?
I mean, it's part of like the game. Like I could have, when Rough N Rowdy ended, I had 2 choices. I could have either just retired and been like, whatever, I had a good run, I'm done, or I could have did what I did and try to like move forward to the next level. So I chose that route. So I have to just keep going like one step at a time. You know what I mean? So I can't be a little bitch about having a shitty chair.
Yeah.
They don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
The other pros do not want to hear that.
No,
They're
they
like,
can't.
we know you.
It took me.
We know you fucking
With Rough N
all-star.
Rowdy, it wasn't until my 6th fight where I was the main event that I finally was like, I need a better situation. Like,
Fuck this.
because, and I honestly, that time, I honestly almost didn't. I only did because it was when I fought Pac-Man Jones the first time. He had his own fucking locker room, and it had a big sign on it that said Pac-Man. And I was like, where's my room? And they were like, you don't have one. And I was like, that's kind of fucking bullshit, don't you think?
Yeah.
Like,
Champ's here.
and they were like, and then I don't know, they went and pulled some strings, and next thing you know, they're like, all right, we got a room over here, you can have it. And I was like, all right, sick. And then from that point on, I was like, I'm getting a room every time now. Like, but it took
As it should be.
the first 5 times with them, I didn't say shit. I sat just where everybody else was, you know what I mean? But so, moral of the story, I'm back at square one doing that all over again, but whatever. And hopefully I get to the point that I'm calling the shots again and I get my own fucking locker room.
Fucking right,
Now we've seen you fight, at least on TV, in the beautiful state of West Virginia, and then also in the slums of Providence. What was it like going into Fenway Park, America's most beloved ballpark, getting the job done? Like, just the feels in there. You go in there for a baseball game. Was it raining that day? Is that why it was in there?
It was supposed to be in there anyway, but it was raining, so it was actually good that they did it in there because they would have been fucked if they didn't. Because originally I think it was supposed to be on the field, but I think the Red Sox were like, absolutely not. You're not fucking up the field mid-season.
No, they won't pay anyone, but that's for a different day.
But I guess they're already talking about doing it on the field next year. Like, I guess this event was like, I don't even know if I'm should be saying this, but whatever. I'm saying it too late now.
Breaking news.
They were saying that they were like, if this event goes good, the next year we're gonna do it on the field. So I guess that is the plan for the next year.
This event did well, I'm assuming.
I think so. I mean, I don't know what the numbers were, but there was a lot of people there. I know that when I was walking around the crowd, there was fucking like, it was fucking packed. You couldn't even move. You know what I mean? So,
how was it compared to Doherty, Jim?
That's a good
people forget about Kings of Combat.
It was light years ahead of that. Like, not even
the heat in there was unbearable that day. Tough for me.
Quick side question here with Magic Mike. I don't think we've ever asked this on the airways. How did it feel to share on the same card as him, even though you were in the beginning?
Well, that was my second card shared with Bob. First one was in Providence. Battle of Veterans.
I'm asking about the second.
Yeah.
The second one, that was a tough day for me. I had to fight his buddy, and he fucking gave me the work.
That wasn't the question. The question was, how did it feel to be in the same car?
How did it feel? It felt great. I mean, it was a glorious day. It was a great day for Braintree. Like, the crowd was awesome. It was cool to be involved in it. Do I wish I boxed better? Of course. That was fucking a piss poor performance. Nothing else to really say about it. But I was watching that vid you sent of me versus your opponent from this Fenway fight. It looked a lot like your boy. Who'd I fight? Kevin, yeah. It looked a lot like Kevin versus me. That guy was doing fucking nothing against you. He was only trying to wrap up, only trying to, like, protect himself. Like, I didn't see a single punch.
Yeah, he hit me a couple times.
Tell me about the opponent. How easy was he on the scale of people you fought?
I mean, I thought the video is misleading. He gave me a much better fight than that video. That video just showed all my highlights. Okay. He had some moments. It was, I mean, the first two rounds were like pretty competitive. The third round, I started taking it to him the third round. That's obviously why I TKO'd him. But the first two rounds were competitive. So I'm not gonna say anything bad about him. I thought he was a good guy too. So I'm not gonna say anything
Was it
bad.
a lot different, kind of like with the longer rounds than Rough N Rowdy, like trying to like fully box, like really box instead of like kind of just getting in there and knocking him the fuck out?
Yeah, it's
Rough
way
N Rowdy
better.
style.
It's way better having more time. That's the thing about Rough N Rowdy, that people always like used to like talk shit about it because it was 1 minute rounds. But the 1 minute rounds make it, like, I always thought made it harder because you don't have as much time to get shit going. Like, if you're fighting someone that's good, or at least on your level, they can make it, if they make it competitive or make it even for that 1 minute, then the round ends before you even get, you could lose the round, is what, you know what I mean? Like, if the guy's good defense or whatever, like, next thing you know, the fucking bell rings, it's like, shit, he hit me more times than I hit him, or I didn't get any good, like, now the round's over and I just lost the round. Whereas 3 minutes is a lot longer. Like, you have more time to fucking feel shit out, like, set things up, like, get, you know what I mean? That was always my, Rough N Rowdy, the fights that I lost, I always felt like if I had more time, I would have won. Like, I'm like, I had him right where I fucking wanted him, but then the bell rang.
A minute, it flies by.
Yeah, you get a chance for way more strategy
there
with
really
the longer
is
rounds.
Like no time to get shit going, especially like towards the end of your Rough N Rowdy fights. You were fighting dudes that were better, and they knew what to expect.
Yeah,
and they were 100% like not. You know, they weren't down for you to just let them come at you. They weren't.
Yeah, they would have a good strategy.
They were total defense.
No, yeah, you guys would have like film on each other at that point, like literally.
Yeah,
that make it happen, guy. You guys could have fought 20,000 times. I mean, that still might have ended in a tie both ways. Like,
yeah, because like again, the 1 minute rounds, like if you're evenly matched against somebody and it's only a minute, it's kind of just a fucking it's a coin flip. Every round's a coin flip. You know what I mean? So, like, you don't have enough time to fucking.
What are the judges feeling that day? Like, yeah, it's tough. That must suck.
It's not easy for anyone. Yeah.
Yeah, I still wanted to fight him a third time.
I'm sure.
That was always the plan with Barstool. Like we were like, hey, we have to have the rubber match between me and this kid. And they kept saying they were gonna do it, but then they never fucking did it. But
We should get it at Darty Gym. We should one last time.
Run it back.
No offense to your most recent opponent, but is Travis Terman still the biggest hit you've taken?
yeah, I stand by that. I don't think I'll ever get hit harder than that. That one punch, like, and it's funny because I've watched a million times. Like, you can't even like tell because I'm just the way it like that the camera angle is or whatever. It doesn't even look like he hit me that hard, but it was like I've never been knocked out. It was the closest I've ever been to getting knocked out, and he hit me in the temple. If that hit me in the jaw, it probably would have knocked me out. But he hit me in the temple, and it almost knocked me out, but I was able to recover. But yeah, fucking that still to this day. I've sparred a million people since then. I've had like at least, I don't know, fucking 12 fights, real fights since then. No one's hit me as hard as that punch when I fought Travis.
Shout out Jeans.
No, I was gonna say you're the champ, but that guy's a fucking dog. That guy's a dog.
In case you didn't know, though, I still won the fight. So
That's my favorite fight. The Miami fucking.
Were you there? You were there, Magic, right?
I
Yeah.
down for the evening.
For the evening, right? It was like a 24-hour trip.
Flew in, flew out that morning.
Yeah, it's funny because I remember in the moment when that happened. I remember because I was like way faster than him, and I like got in good position to like land some punches. And in my head, I remember thinking, "Oh, this guy's not that fucking good. I'm gonna fucking kill this guy." Like I remember, like obviously it's like a split second, but that went through my brain is like, why is this guy such? Everyone's so scared. Fuck this. As I'm thinking that, I just get fucking smashed in the side of the head. Felt like I'd hit. I literally felt like I got hit with like a fucking baseball bat in the side of the head.
Shit.
And I was immediately like my brain went like, oh shit, like this is why like this guy is a fucking monster. But then I just
took him down.
Yeah, refocus.
Yeah, I refocused and then I ended up beating him. But there was a 3-second window where I was like, oh, I'm in trouble. But
so what's like the next steps for the pro career? How's it go? How many fights can we expect? Like back to back? Are you like all in on this right now? Like, is this the main focus for you?
Yeah, I'm definitely. I mean, I'm just waiting until they set something else up. Like, you know what I mean? When they call me and say they have someone for me to fight on one of their next events, I'm gonna be back in there. Yeah.
Do you have to go straight through that promotion forever now? Like, do you can switch up? Like,
I mean, technically, I can go anywhere, but they're obviously like they'd be my first priority. Like, because I'm a very loyal guy. It's one of my things is loyalty, and they're the first people to give me a shot and give me like a chance. So if there's ever like between them or someone else, I'm gonna go with them. You know
and this is Nolan Brothers.
Yeah, Nolan Brothers.
Okay, shout out them.
And I mean, yeah, with that first shot, I mean, they stick with them for now. Like anyway, obviously, like for sure. Like who knows? It could be a couple months.
Yeah, I'm hoping that they call me and put me on the next event. And you know what I mean? It seemed like I had a good relationship with them, like the little bit that I've known them for. So it went good the first fight. So hopefully they get me on there again, and I'll be down.
Sounds like they do big shows. If that was the first time boxing's been at Fenway in fucking forever, so that they seem like legit.
Oh, definitely. I mean, you don't just put a ring in Fenway.
No.
That's not just like you can't just call.
That's a sick first pro fight.
There's definitely a lot that goes on behind the scenes to make that happen.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
You said 70 years. It's been 70 years since there was the last fight in Fenway.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Which fun fact. Because I was the first fight of the night, so technically I was the first fight there in 70 years.
That's fucking huge.
Here.
That's big street cred.
That's fucking awesome.
On locations, like what's your white whale? Now that you're in the pro boxing game officially, what's your white whale of location where you would want to fight?
Honestly, I really like not having to travel to fight. It's way better. Like getting dropped off at Fenway, because obviously I live in Braintree. It was like a 20-minute drive. My parents drove me because there was nowhere to park. Like the parking situation there sucks. So I was like, they were like, if you can get dropped off, get dropped off. So I was gonna call an Uber, but my parents were going to the fight anyway. So they were like, my dad was like, I'll fucking drive you. So he dropped me off. It was way easier. Like I just, you know what I mean? Got picked up by my dad, dropped off. Just got out, walked right in after like I was like, this is sick. Like,
that does sound nice.
You should have hopped on the Braintree tee like in full uniform, ready to go. That would have been fucking epic.
Like I'm used to fucking. I've had to travel all like with Rough N Rowdy. I was going to West Virginia all the time. I went to fucking Florida Actually, I fought in Florida twice. You know what I mean? Traveling's a pain in the ass, especially when you have to cut weight because you have to travel there, and then it's like, all right, now I got to go find a fucking sauna somewhere. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I used to have to. I'd usually rent a car anyway, so I'd have a rental car, and I'd have to like go on my phone, find a fucking gym in the area.
Too much.
Yeah, with a sauna, then I have to go there, pay $10 for a fucking day pass to go sit. You know what I mean? And meanwhile, it's like the clock's ticking. The weigh-in's at 6 o'clock, and it's like 2 o'clock, and it's like I got to lose 3 pounds. You know what I mean? So that was like always a fucking huge obstacle that I had to deal with. So that's why I hated traveling.
It was a business trip. Like you
Yeah,
wouldn't be able to
don't
enjoy
have-
yourself. Yeah.
And you don't have access to things like just having like fucking a convenience store with like water and shit. It's like you could be in the middle of nowhere, West Virginia, and it's like sick. Like I remember the first time I fought in West Virginia, it was during COVID, and so they were doing it at this casino in Charlestown, West Virginia. Not Charleston. That's the thing. Charleston's the capital. That's like a city. That would have been fine. It was Charlestown, which is like
Oh boy.
not Charlestown like here, like one word. It's 2 separate words. Charlestown. It's
Population of 50.
yeah, the absolute fucking middle of nowhere. Like, and I didn't realize that. There was nothing other than the casino had shit. Outside the casino, there was fucking nothing. I remember I was trying to get food, like waters and shit. Like, literally couldn't get any. And I just remember thinking, like, this is such a fucking pain in the ass to fight. Like, I have to weigh in like 2 hours. I don't even have. I can't even get a fucking Gatorade right now. You know what I mean? Like,
Fucking West Virginia.
Fuck. So that dealing with that shit. My point is. Being able to just get in my fucking car and go to Fenway Park, that was sick. Like, not having to worry about any of that shit. You had to sleep in my own bed the night before, like, not having to stay in a fucking hotel. Like,
It's a little thing.
so basically, to answer your question, I honestly don't really have a place I care to fight at. But as long as it's local, I choose local over anything.
You probably picked Doherty Gym.
Yeah.
Nah, Doherty Gym sucked. I wouldn't do that again. But
Boston Garden,
I was gonna say-
Encore Casino,
Yes,
you
something
name
They
it.
do boxing at the Boston Garden?
Yeah,
They
they
had
have
that
before. They have that
Yeah,
there
so
before.
like that would be sick.
Yeah.
Encore would be fucking sick.
I've
know
been to
they've
one
had-
at Encore. It was
they've
sick.
had
It
shit
was
on
unreal.
Even like,
Yeah.
yeah, any of them, those would be good. I was gonna say even like Providence again. Providence isn't that bad because I could sleep in my own bed the night before, get up, drive there in my own car. Like that's way easier than fucking flying somewhere and renting a car and dealing with all that shit.
Yeah.
I like the Providence ones. We would make a night of it. Fucking
yeah.
couple
Providence
beers
is nice.
flowing.
Yeah, actually, and the fact the Providence one was at the Dunkin' Donuts,
Yeah.
whatever it's called.
That
now,
one
I
was
forget.
way better than the one we fought in.
But that has like whenever it's at a hockey rink, they always have the best locker rooms. Again, I'm a big locker room guy.
As you should be. As you should be.
But no, but like everyone, that's the thing. When it's in a rink, everybody's getting a locker room because they have so many fucking locker rooms.
Yeah,
know?
you can just
And
go
every
there,
locker
yeah.
room you can fit like 10 people in. So it's like, and I played hockey, so it's just like fucking, just like old days. You know what I mean? Back in the locker room.
It's home.
So you said it, but officially your Rough N Rowdy career is over. Like that's
It's that.
Okay.
As of now, Rough N Rowdy in general is over.
is over.
They're not. They said they might never come back. If they do come back, it's not gonna be for a while. If it comes back, I'm gonna obviously try to fight for them again. Like, you know what I mean? I'm gonna try to get them to have a pro fight and put me on. Like,
That would be
so. I'm
sick.
definitely not. So I'm not gonna sit here and say it's over.
No.
You know what I mean? I'll always, if they ever come back, I'm gonna be trying to fucking get back on it. But, from what I was told, they're not coming back anytime soon. So
I feel like the only way they'll do it is if it's like that Mahomes rock, like big celebrity
Yes.
name.
Yeah, like
they
something like
battle
that,
on
yeah.
the internet.
That was-
Rough N Rowdy pops up.
that was
Yeah.
actually exactly what I was
Only
told.
way.
Is they said when that shit fell through, the guy that I deal with, he was like, Dave doesn't want to do it unless there's like a big headline like that. Like basically, if they're not having something like that, they're not doing it. It's not worth it.
I suppose that's fair.
So,
I guess.
Yeah.
But sad. Like, sad
No.
to see.
Yes.
Rough N
Yes.
Rowdy was a great. Do you still keep in touch with all the guys?
Yeah, definitely. I
Yeah.
still.
American Ninja,
Oh yeah, it's
Scary Barry.
yeah.
Shout out all those
Yeah, I
guys.
still keep in touch. Yeah, a lot of them. Brendan Kelly went pro too. He has a couple pro fights under his
Oh,
belt,
let's
yeah.
go.
So yeah,
He's fucking a beast. Who else? Who else was some of the OGs?
Shizat.
Shizat.
the
How is
Shizat.
Shizat?
He's been fighting in another promotion called Redneck Brawl, which is basically the same thing. It's basically the exact same thing as Rough N Rowdy, just like a different promotion.
You were trying to do that for a
I
while,
was trying to
right?
do-
Didn't
I
you like fly down and your guy bailed?
Yeah,
to
I
bail
was
out?
supposed to fight in that. Well, I went again, flew down. Fucking, it was in Cincinnati, and flew down. The day of, the guy fucking backed out. Fucking biggest bullshit ever. Like he
That
went to
sucks.
went
That
to-
must have
yeah.
pissed you off fucking to no end.
Yeah, I was just like, what, dude, don't agree. Like, he had like all these different fucking excuses. It's like, he was like,
bail like a month ago.
yeah, I was like, it just took you till today to figure this out.
Yeah, dude, like, fuck, man, I landed.
Cincinnati.
And especially because they had like other people they could have matched me up with that like wouldn't have backed out. Like, if,
Why
you know what I
didn't
mean?
they?
Well, they would, because they already had other opponents.
Yeah,
like,
so that day.
they would have, like that day, they were like, oh, I could have had you fight this guy and this guy, but they're already fighting. Like, they weren't gonna be like, hey, sorry, we'll change of plans or switching up your opponent. You know what I mean? I kind of just got fucked. Like, I had to take the L. Like,
yeah.
So is that like redneck brawl not worth ever? Can you? Is that
No, I
same,
can't
same
do it.
thing as Rough N Rowdy?
Yeah, so I can't.
bro.
Technically, I'm not allowed to do any of these things anymore because now that I officially had a pro fight, like.
I don't know if we've had you on since the Florida one, but I did buy the fucking the stream for that one that was in like a parking lot down in Florida. I don't know if we've had you on since. Tell us a little bit about that shit show.
Or
was that not a shit show and you enjoyed that?
I mean, it was a kind of like a Darty Gym situation. It was not.
It was interesting.
It was just like not run good. Like, you know what I mean? That was my first. That was my first fight like since Rough N Rowdy or whatever. So compared to that, it was just completely unorganized. The stream wasn't working. The thing was supposed to didn't start on time, which is like common. That always happens. But yeah, it just wasn't. Definitely not something I'm ever doing again. Like,
I remember I was in Naples. That's when I was like,
Damn.
I'm gonna fucking drive up to fucking Tampa. To
I was supposed
see
to get
this
paid.
fight. Then I was so happy I did it when I bought the stream. I
Oh,
was
yeah.
like, this is what
I
it
mean,
is.
I guess it was. I mean, I had some friends come down, and I guess it was like if you were there, it wasn't bad. But
Yeah.
but
I'm sure it
they
was a
fucked
good
me
time.
over too. They I was supposed to get paid for that fight $1,000, and they just like never paid me. Like but then they ended up giving me $500 because there were two guys that are involved in it, and like the guy that was supposed, they just like kept telling me to talk to the other guy, and I was like, after like a month, I was like, whatever. I was like, it's $1,000. I was like, it's $1,000. I don't give a fuck. I only did it because I thought it was gonna get me exposure. Because they told me that if I fought in this thing, there was gonna be all these other promoters there, and I might get like it was gonna piggyback me into like all these other promotions. So I literally just did it, and it was an easy opponent that I knew I was gonna fucking destroy. So I was like, yeah, whatever. I'll get $1,000 free trip to and they paid for my flight and shit. So, but then they just didn't pay me, and they fucking would each telling me to talk to the other guy, and then I just gave up. And then finally, a third party that was involved like talked to me about something else, and I was like, yeah, dude, they never even fucking paid me. And he was like, what? They didn't pay you? And then he Venmoed me $500. So I guess I was like, all right, well, I was supposed to get paid $1,000, but whatever. Like, I guess 500 is better than nothing, so I'll take it.
Done with this.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Yeah.
The point is, I'm not fucking
Yeah.
knocking down their doors to fight for them again.
No.
Those guys down there.
It's safe to say you needed to go pro. You
Yeah.
can't, you can't be
Fuck
running around
that,
with these
yeah.
schmucks. I mean, Rough N Rowdy did a decent production at points. They sucked at points, but
Yeah, it was up and
it
down
was
battle.
time. It was
Yeah.
time
Yeah.
for you to take it up a
Yeah,
notch.
I had to rip the Band-Aid off and just because I kept holding on to hope that I was gonna be back in Rough N Rowdy.
Was it
but
just the money that you were chasing, or like the big celeb fights that they
yeah,
might get?
it was like both. Like,
Did they pay better than
honestly,
pro?
I did. Yeah, I mean, Rough N Rowdy paid like way more money. That's the thing. Like, they paid way better than like most pros are making. But it wasn't even.
That's
it wasn't
totally
even
fair.
Barstool,
Stick with
obviously, Barstool has a shitload of money, but
Yeah.
it wasn't even like really all about the money. It was just like I just like really liked being a part of it.
Yeah.
Like this, I like being in the spotlight with it, obviously, and I like wasn't ready to give it up. Like I was like in denial. My wife would be like, "Get over it. Rough N Rowdy's fucking not coming back." Like,
No.
Tough
coming
reality at
back.
home.
I'd be like, "It's coming back." I'm not. Yeah. And then I'm like getting older too. I'm 33 now. Like, you know, this is like a year ago. She's like, "You're 32 years old. Like, it's fucking you had your time with Rough N Rowdy. It's fucking done. Get over it." And I was like, "It's not done."
Never. It's not over. It's not over.
It's never done.
Yeah. But then I finally was like, "All right, it's fucking done." So
Isn't it crazy to think though, like that? Now we are at when was Rough N Rowdy the first one? Like 7
It
years
was
ago.
I was 27.
It was 2019 probably.
Did you
right?
ever
Yeah.
expect
was,
that you
yeah.
would still be going, and now like you're definitely gonna still be boxing like way more fucking heavily than ever now? Like, did you really think that this is how it would start when you?
Not when I
fought in
first
Providence?
started, but after like once I fought Pac-Man Jones,
Yeah.
I was like, at that time I was like, I'm fighting fucking Jake Paul. Like, you know what I mean? The sky's the limit. Like,
I was gonna ask, is
where
he
am
still
I?
on your hit list?
Yeah, obviously.
No.
He'll always be on the hit list.
Fuck
But,
it. Let's go.
but it's just, I
Let's
just
go.
accepted the fact it's never gonna happen. But
Why not? Why not? I feel like that's I feel like that's definitely in the
Anything's
realm
possible.
now.
Anything's
I feel
possible.
like that's in the
all
realm.
right, well, I'm fucking coming for you. But yeah, no, I thought like for sure after because they were, that's the thing, they would always tell me all these big plans they had. It's not like I'm just like talking out of my ass. Like they'd be like, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, and then they just wouldn't do anything. And then I'd be like, hey, are we still gonna do this? And like I was supposed to fight Frank Gore. He fucking
I remember that.
like he like followed me on Instagram. We were like talking back and forth, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna happen. And like I'm like messaging the guys at Barstool, like, hey, Frank Gore said he's down. Like, are we? They're like, yeah, well, our team's talking to his team. And then next thing you know, it'd be like a month later, it'd be like crickets. And I'd be like, hey, what's up with that? And they're like, oh, it's not gonna happen. I'm like, the fuck? Like, you know what I mean?
Say something.
It's the ball's in the court right now. Like, let's do it. Like, it can happen. And they just didn't make it happen. Like, shit like that. Then there was a couple other times, there were a couple other, like, fucking, you know, famous people or whatever that wanted to fight me, that the ball was in their court. Like, I'm like, hey, I'm down. Like, this person's down. Like, this guy's fucking messaging me on Instagram telling me he wants to fight me. Like, let's make it happen. Like, and they just, honestly, I just think that they have so many things going on over there that shit just gets pushed to the side. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, all right, we do like 3 or 4 Rough N Rowdies a year. That means they only think about it those days. Like, you know what I mean? The second it's over, they're like on to something else. Like, they have a million things going on, which I understand. Like, I always knew that. But like, I'm like, all right, well, you guys move on to other things. But like, I'm still in the trenches here, talking to all these people, like
You
trying
were
to
in purgatory.
Yeah, exactly.
You were literally like, what do I fucking
Yeah,
do?
right.
here?
Waiting for the next R&R, you know?
Yeah,
roll.
If they ever do come back for a celeb fight, they better fucking give you a pro fight chance on
Yeah,
that.
100%.
They
Yeah.
owe you that.
Yeah, I
They
hope
fucking
so.
owe you that, and good for you for fucking telling them.
I mean, no,
I know you
I'm on
waited.
good. I'm on good
Yeah,
terms
yeah.
with them. Like I went out with them on good terms. Like you know, I messaged the guy in charge, the 2 people in charge. I messaged both of them and was like, you know, thanks for everything, blah blah. But I'm moving on. I'm going pro. Like, I'd like to fight with you guys again if we can make it happen. The point is, we went off on good terms. There was no hard feelings. Like, yeah,
That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, you go. You go.
Who, if not Jake Paul, who are you looking for? Like to get? Are you trying to get a belt? Obviously, I'm assuming. What weight class are you fighting in permanently, or
Light
are you gonna
heavyweight.
switch? So what's that?
175.
75.
175.
But I don't really have.
Who's the champ right now with that? Do you know?
And I'm never gonna get to that level. Like, it's
Yeah,
it's
no,
not-
no.
it's-
Pro boxing is different
Yeah.
because you start in like the state wise, and you go to like the New England's, like to get on like that. That's why like the careers of like call it Mark DeLuca, even Ryan Kilzeski, them getting to ESPN is like unbelievable.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
I mean,
I don't
it's
have
really tough. Yeah.
I don't have like unrealistic expectations for myself. Like,
Okay.
my goal is just to make the most money I can make and get the highest publicity. Like, fight the highest publicity people I can get, where I'm gonna make the most money and get the most publicity. Like, I don't have unrealistic expectations for like.
So it's still
getting
kind of
a-
like Rough N Rowdy, Lights Out Laing, just in the pro form.
Yes, basically.
I like
exactly.
that.
Yeah.
I like that. Fuck the belt.
Yeah.
Fuck the belt. Fuck the belt. You want
Yeah,
the
pretty
belt? Go
sure.
get the belt. We want the bag over here.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, like the light heavyweight champ. I think it's isn't it Bivol?
Oh, no, it is. It is.
I don't know.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, like, I don't think I'm ever fighting him. Like,
Yeah, that guy
yeah.
beat up Canelo.
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
think I'm ever gonna get to that level, especially at 33. Like, yeah, that would be an unrealistic expectation to think I could ever get to the point where I'm fighting him. So that's what I mean. I don't have any delusions of grandeur like that happening. I just want to have
Okay, I respect
high,
that.
big
But be
publicity.
ready, Bivol.
Yeah, I'm coming for you too.
He says that now. Don't let him get hot.
Yeah.
That's why pro boxing is like so interesting. There's so many like levels and elements to it. Like Like I would say most of them have day jobs. You know what I mean? Like they're not
Yeah.
just like a Canelo or
100%.
a Tyson
A
Fury,
lot of
something
them, yeah,
like that.
until you get like you're on the poster kind of.
Even shout out Francis Hogan, friend of the program. I think he's like 20-0.
He's about to be 20-0.
He's about to be okay, so he's 19.
19-0, but he's gonna win this. He's fighting this weekend.
Oh,
He's-
nice.
he's
Oh,
going-
awesome.
he'll
Shout
be
out
20
Francis.
Yeah, shout out Francis Hogan. He's gonna be 20-0 this weekend.
Are you
We'll
training
have
with him
him
at
on
all?
next.
Book it.
Not really, but
Oh,
like
yeah.
I said earlier, I've gone to down to. He trains with Mark DeLuca. I've
Yeah.
gone down to that gym and trained with him, and a few here and there. It's like occasionally my trainer will set it up with him or whatever.
Nice.
It's been a while since I've done it, but over the years I have a handful of times. But yeah, I've seen him in there a million times. He used to go to Core Box. They used to that's the gym I go to.
Yeah.
They used to all go to Core Box. I used to see him there all the time, but then they end up moving on to Everybody Fights. I'm still at Core Box, but. They're
I just
actually
got an
closing.
email. I
It's a
was
loyal
gonna say
dude.
I just
Loyal
got an
dude.
email from
They're
Corebox
closing.
that they closed.
They closed end of the month. They gotta have all
I was
this
like,
shit
fuck!
out.
I was just gonna get
Yeah.
back in there.
Yeah. So now I gotta find somewhere else. So I'm shopping around right now. I gotta go somewhere else. But
So the trainer moves with you with whatever gym. Like he
Yeah,
was in like a core box guy, and like he's
I'm staying with the same trainer, Matt
Okay.
O'Donnell. Whatever gym he goes. So when I say I'm shopping around, he's really the one shopping
I
around.
gotcha.
Whatever gym he goes to is where I'm going. You know what I mean?
is that a fun process? Shopping for new gyms.
No, this sucks. I mean, Core
The
Box,
worst.
Core Box was like the best gym. It was sick. Like we had a wicked good thing going on there. Like we basically had free reign. Like I had free reign to do whatever I wanted there. They gave me my own key. I could
Fuck
go there whenever I wanted.
Oh,
I
that's
had
awesome.
it. You know what I mean? So it's now again. It's like I'm going back to fucking square one. I gotta go. You know, what I mean, I'm not gonna get my own key the next place I go to. Like
And what's that, a 5-10 minute ride? I think that's like the overall goal, getting
Yeah.
a gym closer to your
yeah, it's like
house.
legit like 6 minutes away from my house.
It
Yeah.
was a good gym.
Yeah, that's
what's is the training regimen changed up since you got the call up to pro, or has it always been consistent? Like no real difference, or now are you like I gotta go way fucking harder?
I've gone a little bit harder, but I would say the main difference is I've been running way more. Like I used to never run. I fucking hate running. So Rough N Rowdy I never had to. It was 1 minute rounds. So I was like, yeah, I was in good enough shape. Now I've been like, all right, I have to I've been running like 3 miles a day, and it fucking sucks. I fucking hate running. I'll never get used to that.
Hasn't
But-
changed one bit on that. Still
But-
sucks.
Like every day I'm running, I'm like, how the fuck do people like doing this? Like,
Nah,
it,
yeah.
it makes me like legitimately mad. Like
The marathon people,
yeah,
it's
the marathon
crazy.
people.
It's
I'm
crazy.
like, these guys are the biggest fucking losers. Dude. Like, how do they get enjoyment out of this?
Go
This
pick up a
fucking
baseball.
sucks.
Like go.
I'm like,
play
this is the worst
sport.
part of my day. Every fucking day now is running on this fucking treadmill, and I'm like, there's people that like get in. Oh, I can't wait to go run today. Like, yeah, fuck you guys.
That's fair. Running does suck.
I completely
Nah, I
agree.
agree.
No,
I
it sucks.
bumped my ankle and I'll leave. I'll stay out of it. But
Yeah, don't
Running
ever get back.
sucks.
That's my advice.
Yeah, running
Don't.
sucks.
If you don't have to run, don't run. Like,
Yeah.
don't ever get back into running if you don't.
You had a good stretch there. You didn't have to do
Yeah.
it, but yeah, you got to run. I assume everyone fighting pros got to be
Yeah,
fucking
they have
running
to.
in their routines.
I fucking hate it, but
yeah.
I that's the thing. I'm good at. I'm really good at doing things that I hate. Like that's like, not to like humble brag, but I'm very disciplined. Like I'm the type of person I can get up and go do shit that I hate every single day, and I fucking hate it, but I'll do it anyway.
That's
so like,
champ mentality.
what'd you what'd
You can't
soda?
teach that.
You loved soda or some shit. You gave it up too, right?
Mountain Dew.
yeah, like
Is
I
it
don't
back?
drink. I don't drink. I drink Diet Coke.
Okay,
that's
that's
but
fair.
yeah, I don't drink
That's
any others. I used to drink fucking Mountain Dew by the fucking bottle. Like I don't drink. I haven't had
It's
a
a great
Mountain
beverage.
Dew.
It's a
I
great
haven't had a
beverage.
Mountain Dew in fucking years. But
Yeah.
God, now you got me talking about it.
That pizza shop right down the way.
Yeah, I
I
might
they
have
got
to
a
stop
couple.
and get one. But no,
Yeah.
Needs a fix.
I drink Diet Coke is 0 calories and 0 sugar, so I still drink those. But yeah, I'm a lot healthier now than I used to be. Put it that way.
Love that. Love to hear that.
That's good.
One of the last things I had, it's still lights out, right? You go pro boxing, you don't switch the nickname. That's what it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna be lights out till I die. I was like, I don't have any tattoos, but I'm like, maybe I should get a fucking tattoo now,
Yeah.
lights out on my back or something. But
Not to get dark, but like a tombstone, like fucking lights out on it.
yeah,
That, like that.
that'd be sick. I should get that.
That would be badass.
I-
I said not to get dark, so I
You got
I guess I
dark.
ended with
You
that.
got
I got
dark.
pretty dark. Goddamn.
Undertaker, you know?
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Steele, you got
Yeah.
anything else? Just that vape? There you go. Bobby Lights Out Laing, once again, I think it's got to be at least 7 to 10 times now.
Yeah, I've lost
Yeah,
count at this point.
I think we're
We'll
double
never
digits.
remember.
I think we have to be.
Yeah,
There's definitely double digits. 100%.
Yeah.
love that. Well,
It's
thanks-
good to have you
yeah.
back in,
Absolutely.
especially fresh off a victory. The second you fought in that fight and got the W, which was an obvious, I mean, I guess maybe not obvious, but obvious to us that you were going to get it. We were like, it's time to get the champ back in this fucking building.
Yeah.
People need you.
I had to win because I was like, this would be a horrible start to my pro career if I lose. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, you don't want to start 0-1. Like, I was like, that's a big hole to like dig yourself out of. And I hadn't fought in over a year from Rough N Rowdy, so I had a long layoff. So
It's nice to start that slate clean.
Yeah.
You're back to undefeated.
Yeah.
Let's keep it rolling.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
right.
right.
No
Exactly.
losses ever.
Yeah, it's
Goose egg
Yeah.
in the out column.
All right.
Appreciate you coming in. Thanks
you,
a lot.
Bobby.
Thanks for having me.
Good stuff.
It's good to be back.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. And that was Bobby Lights Out Laing for the 10th or 11th time. Probably he'll be on here a million times. Whenever he wins a fight, you'll see him in that seat. Steele, I'll let you go first. What you think of the interview? Just
Fucking stud as
Yeah,
always.
yeah.
Winners win. All you did is go out there and win. Kick the shit out of a guy.
yeah. I
Doesn't matter how many rounds you give him. It doesn't matter how many minutes in those rounds.
Even
He's out there to kill.
I asked about like the differences of like the gloves and like the rounds, and just seems like all he's trying to do is win.
Killer's
And he
kill.
said, what I took from that interview, he said professional boxing, at least that, sample size was similar to Rough and Rowdy boxing. And I just love that answer.
Yeah.
Fantastic stuff.
He was born in the trenches, born in the darkness, molded by it.
Molded.
Damn
Molded by it. That man's gonna do some good things in professional boxing.
I'm looking to see how many he can rack up, because as soon as you get a loss in pro boxing, it's tough to keep going. How many wins can he rack together before he gets a big one? We'll see. And we did talk about like the dynamics of wrestling, boxing, how, there's a Canelo Alvarez top, and then, there's local pro. It doesn't take that much to be like, I'm going to be a pro boxer other than like paperwork. There's a whole other thing of creating a resume, and I'm excited to see where Lang's resume goes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, Fenway Park for your first win. That's a good headline on the resume.
Great
for sure.
start.
That's
I mean,
gonna get you some.
We're talking about venues that talk about a home game there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got dropped off. I think he said got dropped off by his parents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful stuff. I still want to lead. I think he could have gone through the Braintree T. I think that would have been a great
Yeah,
entrance.
that was an electric.
Would have got the people going. Yeah.
Personally, yeah, that would actually fire me up if I was coming
Yeah.
off the red line, because I'd be so fucking angry that I was on that red line.
If you were boxing in Fenway, you would definitely go on the team.
Yeah.
I'd
That's no
wouldn't-
disrespect.
wouldn't
I
want
just
to,
think that's the way you.
Just, like,
I think that's the
clapping
way.
gloves,
yeah,
fucking-
it would be electric, but I would be
Platform.
angry. I hate the T.
In other
with
words,
a
it had to
passion.
happen.
The T does suck.
Yep.
Yes.
The T's awful. I haven't been on in years. Run down here. Brad Marchand wins his second Stanley Cup with the Florida Panthers as they annihilated the Edmonton Oilers in Game 6, winning in 6 games.
Yep.
Good math there. Probably the runner-up for the Conn Smith. Sam Bennett had, I think, 15, 16 goals.
And of course he won it because he's the worst.
Yeah, and Marchand had 5, 6 goals this postseason. I mean, just instant thoughts of my outside looking in on, Don Sweeney dealing him, think it's going to be a good deal. Oh, you get a first-round pick back. But I truly think if Brad Marchand's not on the Florida Panthers, we're not sitting here, on June 18th saying that the Florida Panthers are back-to-back Stanley Cup champions.
They probably would have.
I don't know. I
a
don't
bold
think so.
take.
I don't think so.
He obviously helped, and he did a great job.
But
He
he
probably would have.
But I get it's the playoffs and you kind of flip a switch. But that wasn't the team they were in the regular season. They were a third place team. I'm pretty sure
No,
they
they played like the team that won the championship last year.
yeah, they got it together. Don't get me wrong, but it's tough to beat a team twice in the Stanley Cup. I get it. The goaltending, that was probably a key part in the series there. But at
Brad
the end of the
was
day,
huge for them.
Yeah.
They probably win it without him.
I don't know, because he was.
They don't definitely. I'm not saying it's
We'll
like
never
he didn't
know.
matter.
We'll
Yeah,
never
we'll
know.
never-
It doesn't matter.
We'll never
But,
know,
like,
but it's a good debate. It's a good
They
debate.
probably do.
Yeah. I
The debate-
disagree.
There's no debate.
I disagree.
Florida's the
They
best
probably
team in
don't.
hockey.
They are. They
Accept
are.
it.
No, I'm full acceptance of it.
I accepted
I'm
it
not-
more than he did.
I'm not one of these guys that is hating on the Florida Panthers just because they beat us a couple times. They own the Boston Bruins. The Bruins, we've talked about this on these airwaves, the past couple months now, that they really don't have anything going for them. So, like, why even, keep your head up?
If you're happy
Yeah.
about those Panthers fans yelling "Thank you, Boston" to Marchand at elbow room, you're a fucking scumbag.
Yeah, they were
Have
there
some
at like
pride.
8 this morning. That's fucking.
No, that's awesome for
Radical.
all them. No, Marchand, the team, that's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't violently hate those Panther fans,
I just
you're
ignore that.
wrong.
They're all tourists. I ignore that.
I'm a scumbag.
I ignore that.
I'm
They're
a
all
scumbag.
scumbags. They're all scumbags.
I'm a
correct.
scumbag.
They all are.
Yeah,
I'm
they're all
a Florida
scumbags.
That's what I'm
scumbag.
saying.
At the end of the day, you should be happy if you're a Bruins fan that Brad
No, go
Marchand
Brad
won the Stanley
Marchand.
Cup.
Yes, I agree.
Do you think he pulls a Ray Bork and he has like a Brad Marchand day? Probably not.
No, we won a cup since then. So like,
Yeah.
I hope he enjoys those nice beaches down in Florida when they're taking their swim with the Stanley Cup. Never could do that in Boston.
Oh, Tom Brady
This-
got to do it. It was great.
Yeah, the smart guys. All the smart guys that went down to the beautiful beaches. Our guys here
Hey,
have to
that's not
fucking
Tampa.
take.
That's not Tampa.
They gotta take a dip in the fucking disgusting Charles River if they want to take a dip.
Going back on that trade though, like fleeced. Like the Florida Panthers, they traded for a guy who was hurt at the time, who hadn't played in like 15, 20 games, didn't join the team until 10 games left in the season, and then goes out and has the playoff run that he did to, contribute towards a winning
the Boston
team.
effect
I mean,
right
got
now.
smoked.
Watch what
They
Rafael
placed
Devers
us
does.
so bad that if he like stayed hurt, we didn't even get a first round pick.
Yeah. And like
The fuck is that?
it,
You should have been like, we give us a
Fleeced.
first round pick if he doesn't. They got smoked.
they had other options, but I think they said at the end of the day they sent him where he wanted to go. I think that's why they ultimately got smoked of the trade. But at the end of the day, he did what he does, and he's 37 years old. He's playing like he's in tip top
yeah.
shape.
He's
I think
still
he's gonna get
Hall of Famer.
He's gonna get that solidifies the Hall of Fame if it wasn't already. $8 million. You go.
You said that's his second Stanley Cup?
Yeah, I won 2011 on the
Bruins.
Bees.
Yeah.
Um,
I thought he won more with us.
no, I lost two
Okay.
two tough ones.
That won't happen anymore down there.
But I would like to see his contract's up. He's going to be looking for money his last payday. Probably a 3-year deal looking at it until he's
Pay
40,
the man,
41 years
Florida.
old.
Pay that man.
$8 million a year. I don't know if he's going to pay it. I think he's going to go to some schmuck team that is somewhat in contention. Unless he wants to take a pay cut. I don't think he's going to take a pay cut. It's going to be his last. Everyone's saying, oh, he made his money. How much money did he actually make? This is the NHL. You're not getting paid, $40 million a year like you would in the NFL or especially NBA. That's crazy now. So we'll see what he ultimately wants to do. I'm not going to come out here and, make a bold prediction without my facts, but could see him back in Canada at some point.
Fuck that.
I would hate it. I would hate it. And you don't even like the team. You would not like the team that I would think that he's going to. So
Toronto?
Sick, dude.
That would be
could be going to Toronto.
That would be hysterical, but if he's smart, he'll take the pay cut and rest out his years into retirement in beautiful Florida.
Yeah.
It's a really smart move, Brad.
Outside of Sam Bennett, they have everyone come back to.
Yeah. They're
Like
going to
they
run
have-
it
they have
back.
everyone
Why not
come
go back to back to back?
Yeah, it's pretty fucked.
The Lightning tried this 3 years ago when they lost in the Stanley Cup final going for a three-peat. I mean, if they keep the similar core, I mean,
Why not?
who was it? Reinhardt, he had 4 goals last night. I get a couple of empty netters, but
Yeah, but it's
That
tough
team-
to do it 3-peat.
that team
'cause,
was
like,
electric.
If you look at both years, like, no one was out. Nothing happened. Like, running it back 3 times is just hard.
They have the same kind of DNA that the Lightning did, though. They have just top-notch, 3 sets of lines, a dominant goalie. Like back Vasilevsky, no one was touching him. But Rusky, he'll go down as a Hall of Famer. Like
Yeah,
he's
100%.
incredible. Clearly,
Good
there's a-
hockey weather.
Oh yeah, great hockey weather.
Always.
But clearly a
Might be a
mismatch
fact.
in the goaltending. I think that was ultimately
Oh, yeah,
the
no,
difference.
I mean, if you're switching it from, like, the Panthers and Florida, like, go get a goalie Edmonton.
Yeah, and it seemed like McDavid was hurt towards the end of the series. Draisaitl, outside of doing 2 of the biggest things in the series, 2 overtime goals, didn't really see him much outside of that. He did win them 2 games with 2 goals. But other than that, like his play was pretty poor.
good.
Corey Perry, I think in the last 6 years, he's lost the Stanley Cup 5 times.
We was
Tough go. He's
like-
1-5.
like the Blues year was the last time. Like when we lost, that was the last year he didn't lose the Stanley Cup.
Oh, geez. That's tough. Well, and I
Like
thought
he's lost. In
I thought he was
every one
0-4. He won with the Anaheim back in like 07. So like he's won
Yeah.
one at least. At least he's not just getting shut out.
Oh,
Although it is brutal.
Yeah, one and
that's
yeah,
the ultimate
yucks.
talking.
Yeah. Speaking of the ultimate cucking, we'll get on to the baseball minute here. As the Boston Red Sox
Good transition.
hosted the New York Yankees back last weekend, took a sweep from the Bombers. Everything was looking up, and then all of a sudden you get rid of your star player, Rafael Devers, for a bucket of balls. And I don't know how else to put it in any other way, shape, or form, but not even just fleeced. I get that there was a struggle in the relationship in the front office. You can blame it. I think everyone's a scumbag at this point. Craig Breslow, scumbag. Rafael Devers, scumbag. But they also, they did it wrong with trying to approach him in the offseason of, you're not going to play. If they just came out to him and said, you're not going to play third base, he'd probably still be on the team. But the fact that they kind of, pilly-pattied, and then it all came down to when Bregman was going to actually sign with the team. But at the end of the day, I can go a million different places with this one. They did not get a good return. It was not the right time to trade him, and their team significantly got worse.
The fourth dude that in that deal, when they put up the graphic, Messon didn't even have a fucking picture of the guy. They didn't even have a fucking big. It was just blank faced.
You know what's
That's brutal.
You know what's the funniest part of all this? Friday night, the Red Sox are on the road against the San Francisco Giants.
Love that.
So they're going to be playing the Devers Friday night.
And as a Yankees fan, if you don't think I would trade 3 fucking games in June for the biggest Yankee killer since David Ortiz to get sent off the fucking team, could have cared less. I was getting shit on Sunday, where I was.
Yeah.
Then everyone's phone got that notification, and I was like, fuck all of you guys. I was like, Garrett Cole's going to strike out everybody. He's going to win he's never going to lose to Boston again.
Never again.
I was like, you guys are fucking pathetic.
You can't have nice things as a Red Sox fan. I get this is different than Mookie Betts, but at the end of the day, they're all gone. Mookie Betts gone. Xander Bogaerts gone. Now you have Rafael Devers. I mean, you want to
this
throw
one at least
Benintendi
there was actual beef. The other ones you just kind of got rid of.
Yeah, I think Mookie Betts, you got smoked. I think he didn't want to be here. But this one, it
was
definitely hurts.
Fuck this guy, on both sides. You know what I mean? I think it just did kind of end.
No,
that sucks from the fan perspective, but I think the team and player were fuck this.
I just don't
Can we expect better, cheaper deals on concessions because of this?
Definitely not. But I hope so.
We're not even going to get cheaper concessions.
No, they're just that John Henry just wants Liverpool to do well and more successful global domination.
Didn't that team make a offer to another team?
Yeah, for
they tried to buy another soccer team.
Yeah, no.
They definitely
he's just trying to build.
Use the money.
He's just trying to build. He's not trying to get better. He's trying to build.
I saw a picture of him cutting copper out of Fenway Park today.
Someone should
cut
cut him next.
Whether that was AI or not, I don't know, but pretty funny.
Yeah, no, they took 2 or 3 from Seattle, finished today. Their lineup is still it's very young. I think Jarren Duran's the next guy out the door. I don't even know what they're doing here. They're somewhat in playoff contention when you almost get to midway through the season. They are in actual playoff contention.
Man, Boston's a dumpster fire. They're just dumpster fire.
It is. You think of that. The Jason Tatum, injury for the year. The Bruins, shipped away Marchand. They're awful now. And then the Patriots are supposed to be this safe haven with a bad schedule and a bunch of, unproven talent.
Aren't you wishing you jumped ship when I did?
I'm never going to jump ship as long as I live. I do appreciate the Tampa teams more, I think, because of you, so I'll give you credit for that.
Thank you.
Even Baker Mayfield's pretty fun nowadays.
Stud.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, the Sox in shambles.
Are the Rays getting sold? Was that? I saw that news.
Give
that a Google.
I heard them and DeGen Distillery fucking went bankrupt.
Seriously, give that a Google. Google it. It said the Rays are up for sale.
Rays being sold. MLB's Rays in advance talk for $1.7 billion. The Rays are worth $1.7 billion. That's insane.
Fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here. They don't even have his fucking stadium anymore. Oh, they're led by, they might move to Jacksonville.
Yep.
Shout out Jayville, Duval. That would be sick. Bill Cosgrove, CEO of Strongsville, which is an Ohio-based Union Home Mortgage. All right, well, that's the guy who's trying to buy it.
See, it's real news, though.
It's real news. There's no way it's fake news.
Breaking news.
Breaking news.
Lakers also being sold.
Lakers being
Majority
sold.
stake.
That's 10-something billion.
Yeah.
Which,
that's the Lakers.
that makes sense.
The Celtics and Lakers, there's no way they could have been sold in the same year, ever before. Just switching in ownership. There's just no those. I feel like those two organizations have switched hands 3 times in history.
Yeah. And then now they're both switching hands.
Yeah, in like 6 months.
Interesting. People, must be the time to get out on them. Time to sell.
Yeah, the
We'll
housing
see.
market sucks, but basketball teams.
I'm just dying.
Expand your portfolio.
Just so, if the Red Sox get me to football season and football can take off a little bit better than last year, it's gonna be okay.
oh yeah.
Okay. Whatever you got to tell yourself.
I'm convincing myself.
I'm fresh off a Stanley Cup, so I'm feeling good.
Do we want to reveal? Do we want to reveal what happened Monday night at the softball field, or is that not for airways?
Yeah, you can reveal it.
All right. So I've been getting into umpiring softball, and Magic Mike was up.
Yep.
Strike 3 came. I
Yep.
usually, when the strike 3 comes, I don't really embarrass or say anything. I fucking was like,
Oh, did you give me
"Fucking get
that?
out of there."
You
Yeah,
hit me with
big-
that?
big time.
I didn't even know. I was
Big-
I was
big
so
time.
shocked.
It was a bad. He asked me too. He's like, "Was it a strike?" I was like, "No, it was out."
No, the guy had me
We
chasing.
talked.
Great pitch. I've been going opposite field all year, and I got itchy going
He
from
played
what.
your
Yeah,
strikes,
he,
yeah.
he must have known. They got
Yeah.
the team we're playing. Very good team. It actually sucked. Yeah,
Shout out Yako. Yeah.
shout out Yako. Fuck that. Big win tonight for Mal's though against
Yeah.
Coops, and that's what really matters.
Great commentary when it's a catcher umpire situation.
Yeah,
Good
we're having
stuff.
fun. We're having a
Having
good season. Mal's is in second or third, maybe. We're battling.
You're having fun. That's all that matters. NBA Finals. Any chance the Pacers come back real quick?
Thunder in 7. I would be shocked.
Ooh.
I would be shocked if the away team wins a game left.
Really? You think? Yeah. I just think the Thunder kind of after last game have their number. I'd be surprised if, especially if Halliburton, they're saying he might not play. Even though
Why?
If Halliburton's not playing, obviously
It's
that
off.
changes everything,
Okay.
and that's off.
they said he might
what's
not
wrong with
play.
him?
He heard something the
It's
other
in his
night.
legs, I think.
Yeah.
I forget what exactly.
Either
Calf
way,
strain or
I
something.
think Thunder are gonna lock this up in 6 games. I think I said that from the beginning, but
Has it been good?
yeah, it's been better
No,
than
it's been-
advertised.
it's been good. It has.
I mean,
been.
they won. Pacers fucked around, won game 1. So
I know. I've been paying attention to who's winning, but I haven't watched a minute of the basketball.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I obviously want the Pacers to win.
Yeah,
But
me too.
that's unfortunate if Halliburton can't play tonight.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, SG.
Game 7 would be great.
Yeah,
We
a
need it.
game. We couldn't get in hockey, so can we get in basketball? We shall see. We'll close up here. We'll give a quick shout out to our sponsors. We got law offices of Patrick J. Foley, located at 265 Willard Street, Quincy, Massachusetts. If you're looking for a legal, proper representation for first-time home buyers, look no further than Patrick J. Foley, right, guys?
Damn right.
Correct.
Best
Correct.
in the game.
Also, if you're looking for
Let's take him out for a nice team dinner at Drifters.
Drifters.
Was he included in that offer?
great segue.
I'd like Pat to come
Oh,
out.
I'm all in. Great segue into Drifters Kitchen and Bar, located at 1464 Hancock Street, the heart and soul of Quincy Center, formerly Clash of the Ash.
Is it? Yeah, it is. You're
Yeah,
right.
formerly Clash of the Ash. Great atmosphere in there. I prefer their espresso martini. I think I said last episode it was an 8.2. I'm sticking to that. My guns, Mr. Martinis. I haven't-
let's get them
I
in.
haven't
Where
seen
the
you do
fuck are they?
content in a while. Maybe we can get you out there. That this could be a big lunch. This could be like a call in advance. Like
I hope
we're
they
gonna have
answer.
a bunch of
Buckle up.
people. Buckle up.
Shout out the Martini boys, but I sent a text. I've been waiting on an eat the bean shirt for about a year and a half.
Yeah, I don't know if you're getting that.
Yeah, I don't know if I am.
Yeah, well,
either.
you have a
Maybe,
podcast.
maybe Showtime has it. When you see Showtime next, they'll have
I'll
it.
ask Showtime, and then I'll ask DGen Distillery if they can send my vodka. Fuck you, Sammy, whatever your last name is, you piece of fucking shit.
Ooh, Sammy.
The CEO of DGen Distillery.
Oh yeah, fuck the Gen Distillery.
We're coming for you. We're going to fucking London, and we're going to fucking court. That's all I gotta
That's
say
fair.
about that.
And on that, episode 190 in the books. 10 more, fellas, to another milestone. So get ready for that.
Episode what?
Episode 190, 10 more till another milestone. So
Let's get the whole gang together at Drifters.
yeah, why not? Why not,
not
us?
us?
Look at
We got
us.
Lights Out Laing there too.
And we'll close on that.